All right. I guess maybe for both of you guys, since you got back from Europe, what have been, some of the areas of emphasis for each of you individually, and then where do you feel like you've seen growth as a team?
I think individually, since I got back from Europe, I had an efficient, tour inside, but, I could have shot way more threes, and coach them said, they need me to shoot those. So I think a big thing was just being more aggressive on offense and rebound the ball more for me.
For me, just limiting turnovers and working on finishing. They know I can finish at the rim, but I was messing up on that overseas. So just focusing more on that, which I feel like I've got better with since I've been back. As a team, focus on the turnovers, limiting turnovers, and finishing. And obviously improving our three-point percentage has been a big emphasis.
You guys, especially the last two games, got to better defensively overseas. Also rebounding. I think both of you guys were two of the top rebounders through the event. Talk a little bit about defense and rebounding, not only what you thought you did over there and then coming back and what you've improved on maybe in practice.
I mean, we've just been emphasizing rebounding on drills, like all the things that coach saw that we did bad on overseas, we obviously done put it into practices, and that's been a big part. I know I rebounded well as a guard, and Trevon, he picked it up over the last couple of games. So it's just been an emphasis, and we've been working on it every day.
The defensive rebounding will be, a big thing for us this year. Personally, I came out slow in the first two games. So stuff like that won't be able to happen during the season. I know that Coach Must likes to play small ball, so I know we'll be playing the 5 a lot, so they're going to count me for rebounds a lot. So I'm just going to have to pick it up in that order.
Curious for both of you guys, what you like most about playing with AB and then away from the floor. Just kind of what's he like personality-wise? I know before you guys went on the trip, I think Eric joked and called him the world traveler because he was in Tijuana not too long ago. Just what are you guys' impressions of him on and away from the floor?
I would say on the court, it's just crazy playing with, a guy that length. He's 6'7", 6'8", whatever you want to call him on the court. He plays guard, he plays point guard. So that's just crazy to have somebody out there like that. He catches lobs on the backside like a wing. So it's just crazy to play with him, somebody that, versatile on the court. And then off the court, great personality. I got really close with him on the foreign tour, just great kid, great personality.
Sounds like I saw you got some stories from the tour with him.
Yeah, there's some stuff that I'm not going to disclose.
I would say on the court, he's just a unique player, 6'7", 6'8", good guard skills. Probably going to be one of the more athletic PGs in the country this year. Can score, can facilitate really well at his young age, so it's really fun. And off the court, he's a cool guy. I mean, we actually been hanging out a lot lately, and he's cool. That's all I'm gonna say.
Eric said that I think he got a bunch of guys through the airport security in an efficient way when he and his wife and whoever were having trouble. I guess when you guys were going from Spain to Italy, were you guys some of the guys he helped get through, and what did he do to make it work so well?
Yeah, it was actually like me, the twins, Devo, and I don't remember who else was there. Maybe Jalen. I mean, he just been through so many. He's from Germany. That's what he told us. And I know he's been overseas a couple of times. So he just knew what to do. We was all confused, but he knew what to do, and he got us where we needed to go.
No.
And then you guys obviously had the 10 practices and the 4 games. So this is, the fact this is going to be the first, fall practice, I guess, or preseason practice. Maybe it's a little different because you guys have already done quite a bit together. But what are y'all looking for now that, I think Eric calls it training camp. Now that that's going to start, what are y'all looking for out of that?
I think the big thing for us, we've been practicing since we got here. So, that's nothing new. That's not going to change. It's just going to be a little longer. But, during our training camp, or everyone want to call it, our extended practices, I think we just need to have a lot of energy. Games are coming up soon. So I think high energy and high enthusiasm will be good for us right now.
Yeah, piggyback on Trevon, we already know what coach expect from us. We've been here for I don't even know how long, so we already know what he expect. The practice is just going to be a little longer. He going to want intensity the whole time, and everything will be good.
You guys did a lot of good things in Europe, but I think 30 turnovers the last game, and I know the 3-point shooting wasn't what you want. Well, why do you think the 3-point shooting one is good and the turnovers piled up? And then what do you think you all need to do to get those to more, to better numbers on both stats?
I think with both of them, I mean, the good thing is, we had that 4 tour in August. So we have got a lot of time between then and the season to, get better, improve our 3-point shooting, get stronger with the ball. I think that was a big thing. AB and Nick are tall guards. So when guys get up into them, they just have, everybody has to get lower with the ball. So turnovers were a big thing. And then everybody's been trying to get in the gym as much as we can, shooting as much shots as we can, trying to improve our 3-point percentage.
Coach would tell us stories all the time of players he done coach in the past would go 0 for 20, 0 for 15 over summer foreign tours, but during the season, they'd be a top 3-point percentage in the country. So, this was in August. We have plenty of time to improve on that before the season starts, and I feel like we will. From my experience, me playing at another college, I know sometimes in the summer my shot wouldn't be good, or sometimes it would be good, and then during the season it'd be the opposite. So just got to continue to work on it before the time gets here.
Both of you have mentioned things that you did in the foreign tour that you got to get better at. Does it help having film? Do you think like Coach Muss and the staff being able to point out stuff on film helps maybe drive home the point?
We've probably watched every clip a couple times since we got back. It was really good, go over there and see what, how guys play in an in-game situation. So we watched film over that probably every other day in practice. So it's just good to have that film.
Yeah. We'll watch the film after the game while I was in the foreign tour, then we'll come around and watch when we're back here and we're like, we already saw this, but we just got to continue to put in our head. I mean, some of it was embarrassing. You got to work on it. For me, a couple of times, I'll be jumping from the free throw line to attempt a layup. Why am I doing that? So you just putting that in my head so I know not to do that no more. So, yeah, the film is good.
This program has been one of the elite programs in free throw shooting attempts and makes over the last few years. Yet in Europe, you guys actually didn't have as many free throw attempts or makes as the opponents combined. Did Muss go over that with you guys? Is it something to work on? Is it something to do with maybe how y'all saw fishing over there, or has it been addressed at all?
We do this drill called the perfection drills where you go all the way around. Everybody has to make a free throw, and you just keep going. You keep counting down. But they said that drill is harder than having Bud Walton packed all the way out and the game's on you. So we just continue to do that drill. Free throws, we need to get to the line more, which means, we got to be more aggressive on offense. So I just think it's an aggression thing on the offensive point.
Yeah, like I said, everything that he felt like we need to work on overseas, he's done implementing in practice already. He wanted us to be more aggressive going towards the rim. He felt like sometimes we'll just be going side to side instead of attacking. And we can't do that. We can't do that if we want to get to the line. So he's definitely been implementing all that. And, yeah, he's done brought it up plenty of times.
I guess for both of you guys, since you play different positions, you've been practicing against each other a lot, since the beginning of the summer. I'm just curious, is there anybody, a teammate that stands out as, hard to guard or maybe someone that, is a difficult when they defend you on the flip side?
I would say hard to guard is probably Devo. He just always has something up his sleeve. He's so unpredictable on the court. And then I would say guarding me, I have a tough time when Kamani guards me. He's a really hard-nosed player. He reminds me of Dennis Rodman with the way he plays and the way he rebounds.
Just observing, I would probably say, I would say Trevon. I mean, when he finds the right mismatch and he's doing what he's supposed to do, he puts the balls in the hole. And I'll say AB, sometimes he makes the right reads and he'll just get by his defender without him having to run the play. So just observing, that's what I would say.
I'm going to ask you something about your individual game. We'll start with you, Ricky. Lots been made about your above the rim finishes, but your first step, and you can finish with either hand, it seems like to me, going either right or left. Talk about that part of it, because I think everybody's wowed by the dunks, but it seems like you're pretty good just driving in general.
I mean, it's kind of been like that my whole life. I've always been good with my left hand and my right hand. And that's something that my dad implemented on me early. And obviously when I started dunking, it just became I could dunk on my left and dunk on my right. So it's just, I've always been big on finishing, and it's just carried on.
Ron, you mentioned the last game you started to show more of your perimeter shooting. What players do you look up to, or who do you kind of pattern your game after, or how do you see yourself as a stretch four, maybe?
Last year I got a lot of comparisons to guys like Jonathan Isaac, but you can always say Kevin Durant and Giannis, but those guys, everybody tries to compare themselves to them. I'm just gonna try to be best person I can be, best player I can be, and just be aggressive on offense.
Just being in workouts, I guess, since you guys got back, who would you guys say benefited maybe most from the tour, and maybe used their play there as maybe a springboard into these first few practices here?
I would say Barry Dunning. Barry Dunning does all the little things right. While we were over there, he was taking notes on the teams before we even played them. That's just little things. Every team needs somebody like that. Barry just stepped up, and that's the guy that we have.
Yeah, I would say Barry. And honestly, I added myself. Like during overseas, we was both in the room late at night watching film. He was over there with his notepad taking notes. We was just up late when we had a game next day watching film, just trying to figure out what the next opponent had, what we did the game before. And so I'd definitely say Barry.
Coach Musselman has said before that this is the youngest team he's coached maybe ever. Do you guys feel that too? And how does that kind of change things as far as the way this team is organized?
Yeah, I agree. Like I felt like I told y'all this before. It took me a while to realize I was one of the older guys on the team. I have about 5, 6, 7, 8 freshmen. I don't even know. And we got Trevon. I don't know, he's probably one of the only sophomores. So it's a young team, and Coach said he's not used to it. So I know he makes his own adjustments with that. But at the end of the day, we just got to buy in. He's used to coaching older guys, so we got to be mature.
I would say, when you have 6 freshmen, I was a freshman last year, so I'm still an underclassman. So, but me having a season, of SEC basketball under my belt, I feel like I can, what little knowledge I have, I try to share on these guys. Even Ricky, he didn't play in the SEC last year. So me just, telling him, for example, he's jumped from the free throw line. That's crazy, but, when you get in there in the SEC, that's a 2-foot finish. You got to go off 2. So it's having a little bit of experience in SEC and being able to help young guys. That's kind of where I'm at.
Arkansas is ranked number 6 in preseason blue ribbon. I think Kentucky's 4, but you guys, I'm sure, will be in the top 10 when AP and USA Today and the other whatever other polls you want to look at come out. What do you guys think about that? What's your reaction to that? Maybe Trevon, you can take that first.
Preseason, man, you can never tell because nobody's really shown anything yet. We still got to go out there and prove ourselves. But there's no doubt in my mind I wouldn't take any other team over us. So just going into this season knowing that shouldn't even really be thinking about where we're ranked at. We just go in and play every game, and it'll show.
For me, it's really exciting. My last 2 years, I've just been trying to touch 25. I know it's really exciting to just be on that team where we're ranked high. But I know how it is on the opposite end because I know playing on an underdog team like Wichita State, we was always trying to play our hardest when we played a team that was in top 25. So I know that's going to be on the opposite end. Everybody's going to bring us our best no matter who we play. So we're just going to have to be ready for that.
The turnovers, how much of that do you think was the fact you got so many young players, so many new players? Ricky, you're an older guy, but you're new with all these guys. How much of that do you think was the newness and getting used to each other? And then how much, the more you guys, work together, practice, that you'll get that ironed out?
It's definitely a thing we're new. To be honest, we don't scrimmage that much. So playing overseas was really like our first time really playing together with some of the different lineups. And I feel like that was definitely a big part, just getting chemistry, knowing what people can and cannot do, knowing where to throw the ball, knowing who to throw it to at the right time. It's all just a big part of chemistry.
You got hit it on the head.
You guys are, you look back at last year, I know, Trevon, you're a big guy, but Eric says you're a pretty good three-pointer. Ricky, I think you shot a pretty good three-point percentage at Wichita. How much do you guys think you can help? Because Nick was really the only guy that shot real well over in Europe, but obviously it's got to be more than him. How much do you think you two guys, and who else do you see maybe being three-point contributors?
I would say definitely Jordan Walsh. You guys seen him, you know, he hit that fadeaway shot. That was a tough shot to hit. So he can definitely hit big time shots. He's a big time 3-point shooter. So, you know, in the season, we'll definitely be looking to him for, you know, 3-point shots.
And Ricky, yourself, and Trevor, what about yourself too? Because you're a guy that's proven he can do it, I think.
I think with me is just actually just shooting because, you know, I'm very confident in my shot. It's just in the game. I don't know. I'm such a basket-minded person. You know, last year being a basket-minded person, but coach and already talked to me multiple times. I'm gonna have to get out of my side of my shell and be able to, you know, step out and shoot the ball and, you know, be confident shooting the ball and be more aggressive on offense.
And Ricky, how about your 3-point shooting, and then who else you think might be able to help out?
Yeah, I'm literally on the same path as Trevon. Coach Smart, Coach Gus, they'll always just be telling me, like, shoot the ball, like, because I like to pump fake and maybe drive or shoot a pull up. Just be like, shoot the ball, AB be on me, everybody be on me. So I just been working on that lately, and I've been hitting some in practice a lot lately. So I think I add myself, and then I know Barry has been hitting a lot lately, and I would say Jay Walsh and Trevon and AB.
And going to the first day of full practice, as coach said, what he wants to do today with you guys individually or as a team?
Go ahead.
It was probably a surprise. Like I said, we're probably gonna do the same stuff, maybe just a little longer, add some more station work. But to be honest, I'm new here. Trevon's new here. I really don't know.
Yeah, so I'm in for a surprise.
I think still shots of you guys going through the vertical testing.
Mm-hmm.
What insights could you guys provide there? Were there any guys that really caught your eye or what?
I think Barry Dunning has the highest vertical on the team. So, you know, I thought I had the highest, but yeah, that kid can jump.
Yeah, the first time we went, they said Barry had it, but then they said that I had it. And then this time Barry had it. I think either me or Trevon were second. I don't even know. But yeah, Barry got it again. So
Are there any surprises there?
True, Barry. Barry is a surprise.
Barry's a surprise.
I really don't. He really doesn't show athleticism that much. I mean, he'll do a regular dunk, smack the backboard. That's about it. But he was top 2 both times. So
Yes, Trevon, kind of on a personal note, just kind of what motivates you personally and drives you and kind of what makes you tick?
I think just what drives me is, you know, I just don't, you know, want to be one of those 1%er guys that make it to the league. And, you know, when guys make it to the league, you know, it's 2 or 3 years. It's hard to be in the NBA. You know, that's my end goal is to be in the NBA. So just what kind of motivates me is to not be one of those regular guys that, you know, just goes through the college process, plays 1-2 years in the NBA, and then, you know, never hear about him. It's going to be a long-term guy.
When you always talking about Kamani being like Dennis Rodman, was that you, Trevor? I can't remember. If he's okay. Could you guys mind going a little deeper on him because he's known for being. I remember before y'all were here a couple of years ago, Eric, when he was redshirt, and Eric said they kind of had to hold him back in practice sometimes because I guess he was so aggressive, didn't want him to hurt somebody. What do you think about his attitude and his game? And I think a lot of people also thought, well, maybe all these newcomers, Kamani's going to kind of get pushed in the back. And in Europe, he was one of your best players. What do y'all just think about his game and about his aggressiveness and just what he brings to the table? Because he is an older guy.
In practice, you know, you don't really see it how he plays in the games. You know, when he was in Europe, that was a different type of person I've never seen. You know, I've been practicing against him all summer. You know, we got to Europe and, you know, he played like a dog. You know, that's why I call him. Ever since then, you know, people ask me, well, who's number 20? I was like, oh no, that kid plays like, I mean, that guy plays like Dennis Rodman. I don't know. He just, after every loose ball, he's not scared of anybody. You know, he's not backing down from any challenge. So that's kind of what I get from Kamani.
Yeah, hit that right on the head. He really don't care about scoring. He's actually a really good passer when he makes the right reads. He's just a dog, like Trevon said. He's gonna get every loose ball. I didn't see him literally get about 5 offensive rebounds by himself. Somebody missed, he get it. Somebody missed, he get it. Kick it back out. So that's what we don't need that in the day. So yeah, he's gonna be a big part. Like you said, you really don't see it in practice, but the game it was just a different Kamani.
He kind of turns it on in games.
You can say that.
I guess. Appreciate it.
Yeah.